God is good all the time. The Very Reverend Canon Colin Reed, the Reverend Canon Charles Manderson, Reverend Father Courtney Cardis, and Reverend Devon Dick. Other members of the clergy, Honorable Gillette Cuthbert Flynn, Marvel Bernard, the sports fraternity. I should also acknowledge Dr. Alfred Dawes, Jr., Senator Abker Fitzhenley, and Dr. McBean, head of Mona School of Business. Today, we gather to say goodbye to one who has departed from us in the flesh, but will remain with us always on account of what he accomplished in his short 63 years on this earth. So in this service, celebrating the life of Hubert Anthony Lawrence, the dominating thought must be that he was a man who perfected his craft by devoting his time and effort to refining his abilities and expertise in his chosen field. He went beyond simply acquiring knowledge. He relentlessly pursued excellence. Hubert brought the world of athletics to life through his captivating writing and commentary. His ability to present insightful analyses, to craft compelling narratives, was without challenge. Hubert was not only a writer of incisive columns and news stories, he was also an author of renown, writing and co-authoring a number of books such as The Power and the Glory and Champs 100, which I always present as gifts, especially to my overseas guests. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, Hubert Lawrence was a track and field guru. His passing will certainly leave a huge void in commentary and analysis on the sport. We must honor his legacy by continuing his work. So I'm calling on the generation of sports journalists and analysts following Hubert to let his work be a constant reminder of how good you could become as you serve your readership, your listenership, and your viewership. Indeed, it is timely to renew a call I made a few years ago on the passing of Gleaner journalist Glenroy Sinclair for the reestablishment of a Sports Journalists Association in Jamaica. I recall the awards functions held at J. Ray Neville, and I guess there are many, or most of you might be too young to recall, but the awards functions held at J. Ray Neville, facilitated by the late George Abrams, at which outstanding sports journalists were recognized. I miss sitting with many of them, and I look forward to someone reintroducing that awards ceremony, maybe a private sector entity, so we can recognize your work, and I will have an opportunity to break bread with you. Such a coming together of sports journalists would provide a structured forum for the exchange of ideas and activities to advance the quality of coverage and analysis. Consideration should also be given to establishing links with the International Sports Press Association, AIPS, which has some 160 national associations across Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Europe. And I recall the support that I received from that organization in 2008 at the Olympics, where I made every effort, and they supported my effort in announcing the establishment or the enactment of our anti-doping legislation, because in those days there were all kinds of rumors about our athletes because we were so good at running. So the AIPS encouraged cooperation between member associations in defending sport and professional interest, and strengthening the friendship and solidarity between sports journalists of all countries. Their activities include the hosting of programs for young sports journalists especially, and honoring excellence through international awards. Their long-term objective is to leverage the power of sports and media to build awareness and promote inclusion throughout all corners of the world. Our sports and our sportsmen and women are at the center of Brand Jamaica. And I do want to see our sports journalists leveraging the fact that we are at the center of the world when it comes to sports. I urge our sports journalists in Jamaica to give serious consideration to my suggestion. And so, death is inevitable. It's inevitable. But when it happens, sometimes it's hard to come to a realization that each and every one of us, one day, will leave this earth. And so I want to specially recognize Hubert's family and to say it was my honor and pleasure to work with you to ensure that Hubert got an appropriate send-off. So as we say goodbye to Hubert at this celebration of his life, I express my deepest sympathy to you, the family, to his friends and associates, to the sports fraternity, to all sports journalists, and to say to you that your work is important in celebrating Jamaica's achievement. And to Hubert, I say, yours was more than a gold medal performance. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you very much.